My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Hollow Man. And this is a movie that not very many people like. It is seen as a stain on Paul Verhoeven's filmography, and it's got a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics. It has a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes from the audience. So everybody agrees that this movie sucks, and for the life of me, I don't understand why. I love this movie. I think it is fantastic, and I think it's Paul Verhoeven's best movie. Like, this movie just fully delivers for me. And it's such a well crafted movie. Like, nobody could have made it like Paul Verhoeven. Just nobody. It is such a visually interesting movie to look at. It's definitely a case of stylistic over realistic, but that works to the movie's benefit. Like, those sequences where somebody's turning invisible or visible are just breathtaking to watch. Like when you can see the serum floating, and then you see the organs, and then the bones, and then the tissue, and then the skin. It is just so incredible. It's why I love movies. It really is. And then they take this premise of this man who turns invisible and just fully utilize it to make a very unique looking movie. Like those scenes where he's underwater or getting rained on, or you can see him in the smoke, are just fascinating to me. And I love the way he kind of creates this face that doesn't have any eyes or mouth or nose, and it's just so, like, the movie's always stunning to look at. I'm always asking myself, how did they do that? And it's just unlike anything else. I love The Invisible Man, fantastic movie, but this one visually just stands out a lot more to me. I also love the production design. I love the look of this underground lab. And I love the story being told about this man with an inflated ego given this ability, and how he becomes an even worse person as the movie progresses. I think it's fascinating as a character study and thematically about how power corrupts. And I do think there's lots on this movie's mind, especially how males might sexualize females. Like, there's a scene early on where he's looking at the apartment across from him, and the girl closes the windows and he's bummed out about it. We see this one guy looking at a graphic magazine, and it kind of shows you how, if given the ability, this would bring out some of the worst tendencies in people and just make them become these evil, sinister sacks of shit. And I thought it was very effective on that level. Like, this movie is uncomfortable at times, and yeah, like it's really effective at what it sets out to do. I also love how this movie becomes a slasher movie in the last act. I think it's very entertaining as that, and I think it can be very tense. And then you get the cast, and I think everyone's doing great work. Kevin Bacon, he's fantastic here. This is one of my favorite performances from him, if not my favorite. He just plays this character so perfectly, and he nails every bit he needed to. Then you've got Elizabeth Shue, who I thought was also really great. She carries this movie so well whenever she's on screen, and she shows so much range, and she becomes a complete badass by the end. And great performance. Josh Brolin, I think, does a really good job. Then you've got Kim Dickens, Greg Grunberg, Joy Slotnick, and Mary Randa, who I think all do their jobs very well. So, yeah, this movie just completely works for me. It is such a visually interesting movie to look at. It is very well crafted. It can be uncomfortable, it can be tense, but it's also a very fascinating and thoughtful movie. Like, there's so much it's trying to explore, and I think it does so in such an effective manner. I think you've got yourself a gripping storyline, and this is a movie that everyone seems to hate. I love it. Like, I think this movie is just perfection. I'm giving Hollow Man a 9 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Hollow Man? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.